Occasionally there's moments where an entire community bands together to accomplish a single goal, collaboratively working towards something truly wholesome, positive, and special. And this just happened in the most unlikely space, crypto. Yesterday a story blew up about a man who has cancer who was streaming to raise money so he could pay for his treatment to fight against it. And while streaming to raise money for his cancer treatment, someone convinced him to download a game called Block Blaster. And when he did, he lost all of the money in his wallet. It made like my nuts and drained it. It, like that, took away all the money he had raised for cancer treatment, approximately $32,000 or so. It turns out the game was malware that was disguised as a game. It had a ton of fake reviews. It had like hundreds of fake positive reviews, so it looked legitimate. Plus, no one expects a Steam game to have this kind of vulnerability in there where it could have some kind of malicious things go on in the background, but unfortunately that's exactly what happened here. It is 100% confirmed. I made a video going deeper in this topic here if you want to see like the entirety of what happened, and that brings us to the latest chapter in this story here. Overnight, the community tirelessly worked to find those responsible and also prove that it was the game, because this is pretty unheard of for the most part. It was like fucking Batman trying to squeeze out the Riddler here. And they did. They confirmed beyond a shadow of a doubt the game was responsible. They even identified apparently 907 victims. And not only did they prove that the game was causing all of these people to lose all of their crypto, they even unmasked some of the people responsible for it. Which means there could be real consequences for these fucking sick assholes here. Like, we even have snippets of conversations, like this one from David. The context here is these two are apparently involved in the theft with very little remorse, and David says, "I will, sure. I didn't want to do that one, to be honest, but once I was done pin testing and sent it off, it was already done, and I figured he would make it back in a day." This is talking about Rostaland, the individual with stage 4 cancer who was raising money to try and get treatment to survive that they stole all of the money from through this game, Block Blasters. He said, "Bro, it's fucking huge. Life is fucked up, I know." And that's apparently referring to his tumor. Rostaland has a sarcoma. And he has posted some pictures of it because obviously being a pump.fun streamer, there's a lot of distrust. So he has done everything he can to prove the legitimacy. And like I said in the last video, it seems like everything there he is being honest about. Like, he is telling the truth. He's not faking cancer, I don't believe. So this is him talking about it. He even says, "Dog, I will send it back, but he literally will make it back in a few hours. I checked how much he already made back." And then the other guy said he already made it back, to be honest. This is one of a few suspects. Now, Zach XBT actually reached out to me to give me even more information about this case because it is crazy. So real quick before getting into like more of the suspects, I would like to show you the evidence they compiled about all of the malicious files in Block Blasters that was leading to all of these people losing their money just from downloading a fucking Steam game. So if you check the Steam charts, it only ever had like a peak player count of 8, but it had 6.4 thousand downloads. So Steam charts are good to get a metric of like how alive a game is, but it doesn't tell you the whole story of how many people have played the game. And of that 6.4 thousand, it seems 907 victims were identified, people that maybe lost a lot of their crypto because they downloaded this. That's a lot of people. I really would wonder how much money they stole just from having this game on Steam. And mind you, this is not like a chart topper. This wasn't like a top seller game or anything like that. This was a pretty underground game. Like, even the name is as fucking generic and lame as it gets. Block Blasters? Sounds like one of those fake TV games where like the dad walks in and he says, "Hey son, what you playing there?" "Oh dad, it's just like the latest Block Blasters game." Like, oh my god, you're such a fucking fossil, dad. You don't know Block Blasters? Might as well just call it the pea that took a poop. Like, it's literally a nothing burger of a game, yet because of the fake reviews, and because they were like spreading it around, I even saw evidence that they had like compromised Twitter accounts trying to do paid promotions to people to stream Block Blasters to get more people to download it. I'm unsure if anyone ever actually like took that bait or not, but they even tried to like get it exposed to more people like that, so that way more people would download it, they could steal more people's wallets. It is a crazy scheme. that still had 6.4 thousand downloads. Imagine this on a bigger scale if this becomes a more widespread problem. They got 907 people, and we know in one case they got $32,000 from just one of those victims. This is a frightening prospect for like the future of Steam games if this is something that people have now identified an exploit for that they can use. It makes it very scary. This is a really insightful thread that kind of goes over all of the main stuff. So there was a batch-based stealer with a fizz install backdoor, steal C binary, various VBS scripts and zip archives, which had the password 121. Now, keep in mind, I am a fucking troglodyte when it comes to this kind of deep-level shit. I am a homunculus, so a lot of this falls on deaf ears for me, but it seems pretty irrefutable. Like, this evidence here seems pretty watertight. They also have the file paths, the files themselves. They literally have everything. It feels dead to rights. Like, this is a case closed. And if you want to see like a full breakdown of the files and how it works, there's a website called G-Data Software that posted a full write-up on everything. And actually, according to this site, there's been some other notable games that have had similar things happen. So, perhaps the most notable case is that of PirateFi, a free-to-play game that comes with an information-stealing malware. The most recent malware infection in a game was Kimia, an early access title on Steam which was compromised by a threat actor known as EncryptHub through the injection of malicious binaries. These threat actors bypassed initial security screenings from Valve, which allowed the deployment of malicious patches and infected multiple users of the platform. And then they talk about how they observed it with block blasters. So this was reported by G-Data Software, and I didn't know about the previous cases here. So it seems like this isn't an isolated incident. This just happens to be probably the biggest one so far. And this one, they actually did apparently unmask some of the main suspects. They stole from a person with cancer. It actually doesn't get lower to that. They're going straight to hell, 100%. And people were so outraged that they all worked together so they could try and bring justice and try and help him get his money back, which, as I reported in the last video, Rostaland did get reimbursed the money that was stolen from him, which I think is amazing. Someone named Alex Becker reached out and sent him the $32,000 back, which is great. It's really nice to see something positive happen in a community that's become synonymous with like dog shit and terrible things happening. But job's not finished here. We still haven't gotten the good ending here, the happily ever after. The people behind it aren't behind bars. They aren't sucking farts out of assholes or anything yet. But it looks like that might happen. It looks as though the people that have stolen from 907 victims, including someone with cancer, have been unmasked. Apparently, in their Telegram, which Telegram might even be worse than Pump.fun when it comes to like nefarious activities. I have never heard Telegram in a sentence that wasn't preceded by some of the most foul shit you've ever heard of. It feels like that platform is exclusively used by criminals. But real quick, here's a nice TLDR from VX Underground, who directly was involved in reporting on this, and it's been quite an adventure. So here's like a lore recap in case you got lost here. So Rostaland had his crypto wallet drained because he downloaded block blasters, he has stage 4 cancer, and he was targeted specifically for the cancer treatment money. He lost $32,000. Alex Becker donated $30,000 to him. People came together, they found the drainer infrastructure, pulled all the victim data from it. They will be notifying the victims. The malware has been flagged. And then even more people came together. They found their info from Telegram IDs, and then found their info from their Steam IDs. So now that you're caught up, how they got the info on the main suspects is one of them had joined a Telegram that they were alerted to, and it turns out it was actually hard-coded with some signatures. They then had the names, and they were able to cross-reference that with things like Steam IDs, and they were pretty much able to pull the fucking Scooby-Doo mask off of these villains here. This post kind of lays it out step by step since a lot of people were very curious. So the shitty malware sent all the stolen data to a Telegram the scammers made. We connected to the Telegram channel using the same credentials that were inside of the shitty malware. Inside the channel was the scammers. We got their Telegram IDs. And then from there, they cross-referenced with like public-facing chat rooms, stuff like that, and they were able to just start connecting all of these dots and finding the main suspects. And the main one that's been getting clowned on is this guy, Valentine. Now, Valentine has gone dark. He is fucking going off the grid. He is moving himself into the back rooms right now. He's deleted all of his socials that I can find. Apparently, even his girlfriend has done the same. That I haven't confirmed myself. I haven't gone to, like, any of her pages or anything. But Valentine likes to think of himself as an influencer. So there are tons of posts with him flexing very expensive things, seemingly off the back of stealing so much money from so many victims through his malware block blasters on Steam. Now again, it's not like he did this alone. He wasn't the solo person responsible here, but he is one of a handful of suspects. He is kind of becoming the poster for it, though, the mascot, because he's such an insufferable douchebag, apparently. What a nice guy. When he's not stealing money from cancer patients, he loves hanging out with his girlfriend and doing cringe TikTok dances together. Look at how cool this guy is. This really was an extremely thorough and just crazy investigation the community banded together to conduct here, all for the sake of bringing down these fucking vile worms responsible for stealing money from over 900 people, including, of course, Rostaland. That was really the spark that ignited this. And VX Underground gave a list of, like, the most notable people who worked this, so you can see, like, the credits here. Huge hats off to all of them for their work on this, because if there can actually be, like, some justice here, not only with, of course, Rostaland getting the money back, that's amazing, but also the people that did this being held responsible and facing real punishment for it, that would be amazing. Now, apparently a lot more information was uncovered about the individuals seemingly behind this, but this is all I'll share publicly here. Apparently the people that conducted this investigation have already turned over all of their findings to authorities. So there is a very real chance that these people will not get away with this. That's amazing. That's fucking incredible, because in crypto, there's a rug pull every minute. There's a scam every second. There's always someone losing their money in tragic ways in the crypto space, and very rarely does that go punished. And in this case, I thought for sure that was going to be the same song and dance here, where they just delist the game and vanish. But the community did not let that happen. This is the result of a community motivated by a single goal of getting justice for someone that was wronged. They stooped to a level lower than you'll normally see, stealing from someone with cancer. It ignited a spark in the community where they worked together to catch these evil people. And I think that is great. I can only now hope that the authorities will do their job and actually deliver some consequences to those responsible for this attack. And hopefully all of the other victims will get their money back as well somehow. I don't exactly know what that'll look like, but I'm really hoping the other 906 people that downloaded this game and perhaps lost a lot of money because of it will be made whole again too. Anyway, I had to give you the follow-up here. This has just been nuts. And I do think that this maybe needs to be some kind of wake-up call to Steam, that there is something that needs to be changed, so that way this kind of thing can't happen again in the future. They need to, like, revamp their, like, screening protocols or something, and I understand that it's, like, just a complete open market where people can just dump their bowels on there willy-nilly, but having this kind of possibility on the table is very scary to anyone on the platform that might see a game from a small indie dev that looks interesting, they download it, all of a sudden they have some really harmful shit on their computer. That is something that needs to be explored and fixed. Hopefully this isn't like the first of many to come, and anyway, that's really about it. See ya.